I heard my name before I felt my body. Don't push it. She's not coming back. That was my uncle's voice. Calm, flat, like he was talking about the weather, not me. I tried to open my eyes. Nothing. Tried to move my fingers. Nothing. But I was there. I could hear everything. The machines around me hummed, steady and cold. Something beeped every few seconds, like a countdown I didn't agree to. And then my aunt spoke. "So, what's the plan if she wakes up?" A pause. Then a quiet laugh. "She won't." That word hit harder than anything. Won't. Not might not we don't know. Won't. I screamed inside my head. "I'm right here. I'm alive." But my body didn't move. Not even a twitch. Welcome back to the kind of story that sticks with you long after it ends. Because this one isn't just about survival. It's about what happens when the people you trust start planning your ending. 3 days earlier, I was driving home. Normal day. Nothing dramatic. I had iced coffee in the cup holder. Music low, window cracked just enough to let in that late afternoon air. You know that feeling? When everything's just fine? Yeah, that feeling. That's the last normal moment I remember. The light turned green, I pressed the gas, and then nothing. The car didn't move right. The steering fell off. Then the brakes. I pressed them once, twice. Nothing. My chest dropped. No, 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 come on! The car kept rolling, faster. The intersection blurred. A horn blared somewhere. Then, impact. Everything went white. When I woke up, I couldn't see, but I could hear. And that's when the truth started leaking in. "They said her brain activity is low," my aunt whispered. Yeah, low enough. I didn't understand that tone at first. Not fear, not sadness. Something else. Something colder. "And the papers?" she asked. "All set. Signed and filed." Signed? Filed? My heart tried to race, but even that felt delayed, like my body was buffering. "What about the timeline?" my aunt asked. "The doctor said we'll know more in 72 hours. And if she doesn't wake up?" Another pause. Then we make the call. Make the call. Like my life was a switch. On. Off. That's when something shifted inside me. Fear turned into something sharper. Anger. Raw. Burning. Because they were wrong about one thing. I wasn't gone. Not even close. I just needed a way to prove it. That night, everything changed. A nurse walked in around 2 a.m., different from the others, slower, quieter, like she actually noticed things. "You hanging in there?" she said softly. Her voice felt real, not rushed, not fake. She checked the machines, adjusted something near my arm, and then she paused. Her fingers wrapped gently around my hand. Warm, steady, human. "Hey," she whispered. "Can you hear me?" My entire world focused on one thing. Move. Just one movement. Anything. I pushed everything I had into my hand. Every thought. Every ounce of effort. My finger twitched. Barely. But it moved. Her grip tightened. She didn't panic. Didn't call anyone. Just leaned closer. "Do that again." I did. This time, slower, deliberate, real. And in that moment, for the first time since the crash, someone saw me. "You're in there," she whispered. Not a question, a fact. And just like that, I wasn't alone anymore. The next morning didn't come with sunlight. It came with pressure. Not physical pressure, not pain, not yet, but this heavy, invisible weight sitting on my chest, like the world had decided to lean in and watch what I'd do next. I couldn't open my eyes, not fully, but things were different. The darkness wasn't solid anymore. It flickered, like when you're waking up from a deep sleep and the world hasn't loaded in yet. Voices came first again, but sharper this time, closer. Vitals are stable. Still no response. A new nurse, not Donna. Different tone, faster, less patient. The kind of voice that treats you like a checklist instead of a person. I stayed still, completely still, because Donna's words from the night before were echoing in my head like a warning siren. Don't let anyone know. So I didn't. But my mind was wide awake and running, fast. Because now I knew. This wasn't just about survival anymore. This was a countdown. Wednesday. That word kept looping in my head like a broken record. Wednesday night. That's when Jeanette wanted it done. That's when she planned to walk in with that court order and pull the plug like she was turning off a lamp. Clean, legal, final. And I had less than a day to stop her. I started testing again. Small movements, controlled, strategic. Left hand first, always the left. A slight curl of my finger under the sheet. Pause. No reaction from the nurse. Good. Again. A little stronger this time. It hurt more now, like my nerves were waking up angry after being ignored too long. But pain was good. Pain meant connection. Connection meant control. Control meant I wasn't done yet. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time didn't feel real in that room. It stretched and folded like something soft. But then, her voice, Jeanette, right on schedule, 8:12 a.m. She walked in like she owned the place, heels clicking, that same lavender scent cutting through the sterile hospital air like it didn't belong there, because it didn't. Nothing about her belonged there. Not anymore. Any changes? She didn't ask like someone hopeful. She asked like someone checking progress on a delayed package. No, ma'am, still unresponsive. Good. Stay that way. Stay invisible. Jeanette moved closer. I felt it. That shift in the air when someone stands too near your body, like a shadow leaning over you. You know, she said softly, almost to herself, some people just don't know when to let go. My heart tried to react. I forced it down. Stay calm. Stay quiet. She leaned in closer. I could feel her breath now. Warm, controlled, calculated. If you can hear me, Tori, she whispered, you should. My fingers twitched, not intentionally, reflex, dangerous. I froze. But she didn't react, didn't notice. Or maybe she did and chose not to. She straightened up. Chair creaked. Phone unlocked. Tap, tap, tap. She's still out, she muttered. Yeah, no change. Pause. Then lower. Colder. We move forward tonight. That was it. Confirmation. No more guessing, no more maybe. Tonight.
I felt something shift inside me. Not fear, not panic, something sharper, something focused, like my brain finally stopped trying to process and started trying to survive. Because this wasn't happening, not like this, not while I could still think, not while I could still fight, even like this. I heard Kelsey enter a few minutes later, her footsteps slower today, dragging, uncertain. Mom. Her voice was different, not panicked, not angry, conflicted. I keep thinking about it. What if... No, Jeanette cut her off. We are not doing this again. Silence, but not empty silence, heavy silence. The kind where someone's trying to say something and can't. I saw her finger move yesterday. My chest tightened. Not again. She's not conscious, Jeanette snapped. We've been over this. But what if... Kelsey. That one word hit like a slap. Do you want to go back to living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to drown in debt for the next 20 years? No answer. Because that's the alternative. That's reality. Funny word. Because from where I was lying, their version of reality looked a lot like murder with paperwork. Kelsey exhaled shakily. I didn't think it would feel like this. Jeanette's tone softened.
But not in a kind way, in a strategic way. Feelings don't change facts, she said. This is already done. We're just finishing it. Done. Finished. Like I wasn't even here. Like I wasn't breathing. Like I wasn't listening. Like I wasn't counting every word. I wanted to scream. God, I wanted to scream. But instead, I moved. Just a little. Just enough. My left index finger pressed down into the sheet. Slow. Controlled. Deliberate. Kelsey gasped. I saw that. My heart slammed. Too fast. Too loud. She moved. Jeanette stood up so fast her chair slammed into the wall. That was nothing, she said quickly. Reflex. No, Mom, that was Kelsey. Sharp. Final. She is not waking up. Silence again. Then footsteps. Jeanette walked closer. Closer. Too close. I felt her hand wrap around mine. Cold. Always cold. She squeezed. Hard. Testing. Waiting. I went completely still. No response. Nothing. Dead weight. Seconds passed. Then she let go. She's gone, Jeanette said quietly. And just like that, the moment passed. Kelsey didn't argue this time, didn't push, didn't fight. Because doubt is loud at first, then it gets quiet. And quiet is where bad decisions live. They left around noon. I counted their steps, listened until the hallway swallowed them. And then I let myself feel it. Everything. The fear, the anger, the disbelief, the sheer insanity of what was happening. Because this wasn't just about money anymore. This was about control. Jeanette didn't just want the trust. She wanted the outcome. She wanted the story. She wanted to be the grieving stepmother who made the hard choice. She wanted to win. And I was the obstacle. But here's the thing about obstacles. Sometimes they move. Donna came back that night, earlier than usual. 9:58 p.m. Door closed immediately. Locked. That click? That click sounded like safety. Tori, she whispered. I squeezed her finger instantly, hard. I called him. Relief hit me so fast it almost felt like dizziness. He's coming tonight. You just have to hold on a little longer. Hold on. I'd been holding on for days. But now I had a reason. They're pushing for withdrawal tonight. I heard enough to know that much. I squeezed again. Faster. Urgent. I know, she said softly. I know. She leaned closer. Listen carefully. When your husband gets here, you need to respond again. Stronger this time if you can. He needs to see it. I focused everything I had into my hand. Squeezed. Harder. Yes, she said, just like that. She paused. Then, quieter. You're not dying tonight. That sentence, it didn't feel like hope. It felt like a promise. And for the first time since I woke up, I believed it. Outside the room, somewhere down the hallway, I heard footsteps. Fast ones. Heavy. Familiar. And my heart, this time, I didn't slow it down. I let it race. Because I knew he was here. And everything was about to change.
The footsteps didn't slow down. They got louder, closer. Heavy boots against hospital tile, not trying to be quiet anymore. And for the first time since all of this started, I didn't fight the sound. I held on to it, because I knew that walk. I'd heard it 100 times in parking lots, in hallways, outside our front door after a long day. Grant. The door opened fast. Not slammed, but not careful either. Urgent. Real. Alive. Donna didn't say much. She didn't need to. She can hear you, she said, low and steady. That was it. Grant didn't hesitate, didn't ask questions, didn't freeze. He crossed the room in 3 steps. I felt the air shift before I felt him. Then his hand. Warm, rough, familiar, wrapped around mine like it had never left. I'm here. His voice cracked right in the middle, like it hit something on the way out. I'm right here, Tori. Something inside me broke loose. Not weakness, not fear. Relief. Pure, overwhelming relief. I squeezed his hand. Not small this time, not careful. Everything I had. Everything I'd been saving. Everything I'd been holding back for days. One hard squeeze. Grant inhaled sharp, like it knocked the air out of him. Oh my God. His forehead dropped against my hand. She's here. She's here. Donna stepped closer. She's been responsive since last night. Voluntary movement. She understands everything. Everything. That word mattered because it meant the truth wasn't buried anymore. Grant didn't let go. Not for a second. What do we do? He asked, voice low but steady now. Different energy, not panic anymore. Focus. Donna answered immediately. You call your lawyer now. Grant pulled his phone out with one hand, still holding mine with the other. No hesitation, no second guessing. Yeah, he said into the phone. I need help right now. The next few hours moved fast. Faster than anything had moved since I woke up. Calls, footsteps, doors opening and closing, voices shifting from calm to serious. Donna in and out, updating, checking, documenting everything like her pen was a weapon. And honestly, it was. Because while Jeanette was building her plan with lies, Donna had been building the truth, line by line, minute by minute. And truth? Truth hits harder when it's written down. Around midnight, my birthday, everything shifted. I didn't see it, but I felt it. Like a line had been crossed somewhere outside that room, a deadline missed, a plan broken. Jeanette didn't come that night. That alone told me something was off. She was too controlled to miss something that important, which meant something stopped her. Morning came, real morning this time, not just sound, light. Faint at first, then brighter. My eyelids felt heavy, like they belonged to someone else, but I tried anyway. Slow, careful. Everything in my body focused on one thing. Open. At first, nothing. Then, a flicker. Light slipped in, sharp, blinding, painful. I blinked, and the world rushed back. Blurry shapes, colors, movement. Then slowly, clear. The ceiling, white, too bright. The monitor beside me, the IV stand, the window, and then her, Jeanette, standing at the foot of my bed, exactly where she had been that first day, manila folder in hand. Only this time, she wasn't calm. She wasn't controlled. She looked cornered. Next to her, Kelsey, pale, shaking, and behind them, 2 men in uniform. The room felt frozen, like everything paused just long enough for the truth to settle in. Jeanette spoke first. "This is ridiculous," she said, voice tight. "She's unresponsive. You can't—" I turned my head. Slow, but clear. And I looked straight at her. No confusion, no emptiness, no coma. Just me, alive, present, watching. Her words stopped, mid-sentence, like someone cut the wire, because in that moment, she knew. Everything she built collapsed, right there, in silence. One of the officers stepped forward. "Jeanette Harlow, you are under arrest for attempted murder, fraud, and conspiracy." The rest blurred, not because it didn't matter, but because I wasn't focused on them anymore. I was focused on her face, the realization hitting, the control slipping, the story she planned, gone. Kelsey broke first, collapsed into the chair, crying, not quiet crying, not controlled, messy, real. Jeanette didn't cry. She just stood there, frozen, until they took her out. And just like that, the room breathed again. Grant was there a second later, at my side, eyes red, face tired, but solid, steady. "You're okay," he said softly. I tried to speak. Nothing came out at first. My throat felt like sandpaper, but I pushed. "Hi." Barely a whisper, but it was enough. Grant laughed, half broken, half relieved. "Yeah," he said. "Hi." Later that day, a lawyer walked in. Older guy, calm, carrying a folder like it actually mattered. And it did. "Happy birthday," he said. I almost laughed, because that word, birthday, felt unreal after everything. "As of 12:01 a.m., the trust has been fully transferred to you." Transferred. Finished. Safe. All of it is yours. I didn't think about the money, not right away. What I thought about was this. I made it. That was it. Not the trust, not the case, not the arrest. I made it, and nobody got to decide otherwise. Recovery wasn't easy. Weeks in the hospital, months learning how to move, walk, talk, like everything hadn't just been taken and returned. Some days were frustrating, some days hurt, but every day was mine. Grant stayed through all of it, didn't miss a single step, didn't rush me, didn't push, just stayed. That mattered more than anything. The case, it went exactly where it needed to. Truth doesn't rush, but it doesn't lose either. Jeanette was convicted. The evidence was too clean, too detailed, too real. Kelsey testified, told everything. Got less time, still time. because choices, they cost, even when you regret them later. I got a letter from her. Long, emotional, apologies all over the page. I read it, every word, then I folded it and let it go. Because some damage doesn't get fixed. It just ends. A year later, I went back to that hospital. Same hallway, same floor, same quiet hum of machines behind closed doors. I waited by the stairwell, and when Donna walked around the corner, same scrubs, same notebook in her pocket, she stopped, just looked at me, like she needed a second to confirm I was real. "Hey," I said. She smiled, small but real. I handed her a pair of good nursing shoes, the kind you buy when you actually look up what someone needs instead of guessing. "You didn't have to," she said. "I know," I replied. "But you did." She didn't say much after that, just nodded, because some things don't need speeches. They just are. I walked out of that hospital on my own 2 feet, clear head, open eyes, alive. And that's the part people don't always talk about. Survival isn't loud. It's not dramatic music and perfect endings. It's quiet. It's choosing to keep going. It's rebuilding something that almost got taken from you, piece by piece, day by day. Back at home, same kitchen, same window, same sunlight. I stood there one afternoon, holding a cup of water, looking at a small basil plant on the sill, the same kind I almost forgot about that morning everything went wrong. I watered it, slow, careful, watched the soil soak it in, grow, because that's what living things do. They grow, even after everything. My phone rang. Tuesday, of course. Grant. "Hey," he said. "Hey," I smiled. "How's the day?" I looked around. The light, the room, the quiet. "Good," I said. "Really good." And for the first time in a long time, that wasn't survival talking. That was me, actually living. And nobody gets to take that again.